Okay, I cut the short. I mean, if you want to understand the full picture, then you yourself go and read this PowerPoint lah. Okay, this company is a airport in Vietnam. It's the whole airport in Vietnam, not only individual airport like other place like maybe like the Changi Airport is only Changi Airport, like Malaysia Airport is only the KLIA. This one is the whole Vietnam airport. So this company actually is owned by, it's a state-owned company until recently they go and listed and trying to sell the owning will be reduced their own. Now they in the first they own 95%, then slowly reduce until 2020 they want to reduce until 20%, 30%, sorry. So I cut it short. So if you guys know, airport revenue is majority is generally is come from this few segment and aeronautical, non-aeronautical, and commercial. Aeronautical means all the airline boarding and handling and grounding. Non-aeronautical means the passenger check in, check out, host ticket, counter, all those. Commercial means the retail and others maybe it's like parking and etc. etc. So is for this company is still 89%, 89.5% coming from the aeronautical and non-aeronautical, unlike the more mature company, right? It's more toward commercial one. So I skip. You can read yourself. So as compared to the nearby airport, SCV still have long way to go compared to Malaysia, Thailand, and Changi. So why Vietnam airport? Because Vietnam has the lowest air travel penetration as measured by revenue passenger kilometer per capita, and Vietnam RPK per capita has been rising rapidly over the last 5 years. That means the passenger flight is growing very rapidly in the whole Asia. I think even in the whole world, because considering Europe and US also slowing down. So Vietnam, and then secondly is growing middle class population. Vietnam middle class population grow reach 18% per annum, outspacing Malaysia and Thailand as the growth rate. And then Vietnam GDP per capita is estimated as only 1/3 of Thailand and 1/4 of that of Malaysia. So still have a long way to go. SCV is a huge beneficiary of Vietnam air travel boom over the next decade. Okay, this one, as you see in the annual passenger traffic growth by 2030, based on the following chart. So and then Vietnam air travel penetration is rising, driven by the social economic factors because of like if all know the Asian trying to move all the supply chain and all the manufacturing trying to move from China to Vietnam already. And also Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, the rising middle income also rising rapidly. And then the one of the latest news is the Japan developer collaborated with the Vietnam government to develop a smart city in Vietnam also. So and then recently also a lot of Vietnamese prefer to spend their holiday overseas, like the I think last year I went to Korea. It's actually I traveled by the Vietnam airline, and then yes, it's really a lot of Vietnamese traveling now. Even this year I went to Perth, the Australia one, also saw a lot of Vietnamese. So this one I cut first. I cut it short. So number of Vietnamese outbound is also double-digit compounding every year. And then foreign destination to Vietnam, the top destination is still China, and then followed by the neighboring country. And then foreign passenger traffic is growing twice as fast as domestic passenger traffic, meaning not only the local Vietnamese travel to outbound, the inbound the one who from overseas travel to Vietnam also growing very high. I think due to the all the reason other than tourism is also the business. So competition between airlines to fuel passenger traffic growth. So Vietnam has a few largest carrier have combined market share of 84% in terms of passenger carry in 2018 has grown by 18% year-on-year, and on average 2013 means the last 5 years. And then this in the right hand side of the diagram is all the Airbus and Boeing model. So expansion of capacity to pave the way for SCV revenue growth. This one also cut because this company is considered a monopoly because they own all the 22 airport nationwide.
Okay.
Okay, ACV passenger traffic. This one I also this one is more toward on all the capacity in all the different airport lah. You can read yourself. So in short, right, this airport, because I used to actually I invested in one of the other airport, and then this airport compared to the European or the Australia or the China airport, right? This airport is still more emerging, still really quite new.
Okay.
Okay, so skip. This one also to tell you it's a forward profit growth. So forward profit growth maybe up to 30%. So this is the okay. I think almost the last already. So this is the share price performance. The share price performance. Okay, you see the recent drop is the last 2 years because of the trade war. When the trade war start, this company starting to very volatile already. So you can, if you compare all the airport around Asian, right? Like in the Asian country, Asian, this one is the more toward the Asian. The winner is airport of Thailand, and then Oceania is Auckland, the New Zealand one, and then European is all these. I think one of the is the Denmark and Sweden. Other is starting to slow down or even too much capex to maintain already. Then for Chinese airport, it's still Shanghai airport. So in related to another emerging country, actually, or among all this, majority will trying to compare more toward to airport Thailand because both of them have identical culture and also slightly the both also emerging country. So I haven't finished. It's up until here. This one is also telling you the progress on the currently the management, how to the top meaning the corporate structure to become more friendly so that the foreign investor can invest because they want the Changi airport and also the Incheon, the Korean airport to invest to this airport as a major shareholder. So I finished first because I haven't done the valuation yet.
Okay, next. Who's next?
Hello. Okay. Hong Kiet, we start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me share screen. Okay, I'm going to do the highlight only. Hey, how come I cannot share my screen again? Oh, can already.
5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Very quickly. So the name of our company is called Haier. You can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Haier, Haier is a Chinese company. Basically, what it does is it produces all kinds of home electrical appliances. The difference about this company is it is trying to, not trying, but it has already started producing a lot of Internet of Things for home appliances for smart home. Overview of this company. This is how the share price look like. Market cap at 57.9 billion. And then total number of employees 87,000. These are all the countries. Yes, sorry.
You show the wrong share price. That one is Hong Kong. The one they're looking at is the China one. Listed in Shanghai.
We're looking at China one, right?
Yeah. This one is Hong Kong one.
Hong Kong is part of China, right?
There's another one listed in Shanghai also. Similar.
There's another
that
one
cost
listed in Shanghai.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Haier. And then stock price, China. This one, Shanghai.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I say I just landed only, so I'm trying to orientate myself also. Where is the maximum? Let's see. Okay, so the maximum of this one is Chinese yuan, 15 Chinese yuan, renminbi, and then this is how the chart looks like. I think looks pretty good to me lah for first look. Okay, where was I? Okay, one of the few highlights that I wanted to talk about is the founding story. This guy is the founding CEO, Zhang Ruimin. Is apparently one of the top leaders in China. Almost comparable to Ma Ying kind of people. And then is quoted by Harvard Business School as legend, by Yale School of Management, so on and so forth. He introduced this concept called 人 单合一 win-win model. So basically what it means is it converts the traditional top-down strategy of a company, right, into one that shares the burden together with the employees. There's actually, yeah, I think it's this one. There's actually a picture. Yes, so this is the picture. So this is the traditional top-down hierarchy approach. But rather than doing this, they flattened the entire structure of the whole company and create a platform and ecosystem where the company is driven by user need and it must be tied in together with the employees' personal goal. So this is how this company achieved a huge breakthrough in terms of its growth in the early days. And then so the part of the strategy, they went through a few phases. If you can see from my screen over here, it was founded in 1984. It went through the brand building strategy phase, then diversification stage, internationalization stage, global branding stage, and now is in the networking stage. So what networking stage differs is that they build very, very deeply penetrated relationship with the stakeholders, including the employee themselves. So there's in terms of stock policy option, they want it to be like everyone is an owner, everyone is an entrepreneur as part of the company's culture. So this is something that makes it very unique for this company. I'm going to, so just to highlight, it's present in Malaysia also, but the bigger market is actually in China and Europe. I'm going to show the breakdown over here. Yeah,
Clear.
okay. So, yeah. So, is it clear? Sorry.
No, quick.
Oh,
Left 1
okay,
minute.
okay. Left 1 minute. Okay. So you can see these are the range of the stuff that they sell lah. And then in terms of performance, it's been growing. Then for refrigerator, washing machines, so on and so forth, this is the revenue according to the category, and then the margin is at 31.9% for a refrigerator, which is one of the highest. And then followed by water heater, but water heater is only 4% overall. Revenue, this is the trend. In terms of the brand, actually the largest growth is contributed by one of the few subsidiaries. Their main aim is to be, right now they're penetrating into the high net worth category. Apart from the fact that in the past they've always been selling to the middle income people. So some of these are luxury brands that they've created over the years. And overseas revenue contributes about 42%. China's revenue contribute about 58%. So and in America, overall is 59%. Compared to the rest of the countries. So ASEAN is only like 4%. That's why in Malaysia also we don't see, sorry, in Southeast Asia we also don't see much of their product yet. Let's see. Okay, China brand revenue, sorry, higher is 83 point, is largest percentage compared to the rest of its subsidiary. The second one is followed by this Kasate. Anything else I need to highlight? The 5 minutes to share between who is that? Honke and myself, is it? Or is this for me?
For you.
Okay, for me. All right. Okay. So the next one is this is an overview lah. They want to create this ecosystem of the for smart home solution, Internet of Things, and then they want to position themselves as the world-class brand portfolio with a strong R&D. They have created a lot of R&D centers across the world, 500 centers altogether today. And also they are strengthening their what do you call this distribution channels by having a more what do you call this deeply connected local distributorship channels. Some of the highlights, they created this tool concept that they introduced, use smart home and also Cosmoplet. Basically, what it does is it wants to be the proprietary platform, like one-stop platform for everything to be connected through one app. and then transformation to mass customization, which means very user centric. That's where a lot of these the the brick and mortar centers are being built. Also at the same time, apart from the online strategy, where they actually create customized solution to their high net worth clients. Yeah, so this is the last slide that I wanted to show. The growth strategy to continue to expand globally in Europe, particularly to enhance the brand as the leading brand by creating a lot of brand awareness in the new market segment, to develop the retail sector and to further penetrate the market. The use smart home concept that is mentioned as the one-stop solution, and also to promote Cosmo Plat as the intelligent, customized, mass customization for the high net worth families in China. Okay, that's all from my side.
Okay. Can see my screen?
Okay, what are you presenting? Management only.
Financial,
And
financial management.
Okay.
Not much also.
So, since there's overrun, I think you need to shrink a little bit.
Oh, okay. So basically, how the corporate structure is: the main parent company, Haier Group Corporation, holding about 16.484% shares of the Qingdao Haier Co Limited, which is currently what we're looking for. So the head lecturer applicants is the one that listed in Hong Kong, one of the subsidiary. Next, okay. Ownership. This one. Sorry, I think okay. This one. Main, the parent company, also itself, and the rest is the institution and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. I think CEO just now already mentioned already, so nothing much. Just to add on a little bit, I'm not sure the Zhang Runmei is a founder or not, but one of the things they're looking at is he actually go into this Qingdao General Refrigerator factory in 1984 and taking over the leadership and start to make the changes. So I don't think he is the one that really founding, but he was the one that helping the company to grow up since 1984. Okay, so the rental EV model will also being introduced by him and going on along the time.
and just to highlight, I don't think he's in the company anymore, right? From a shareholding, I don't see his name inside.
He is in the parents company, but the subsidiary itself, actually the CEO is another person.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So remuneration also for user need, salary paid by users, then remuneration not much, only 0.02%, but mainly their reward is from getting the share of the company instead of getting the money. Okay. Financial overall growing very healthy. Only a few big jump in during 2015 and 2016. Reason being they acquire General Electric appliance, General GEA lah, in short, during 2016. So we can see the overall jump in revenue and also NTA from positive to negative. NPP increase, goodwill from 1,000 over millions become about 2 billion plus because of goodwill. So in short, the goodwill they are paying is about US 2.6 billion. Okay, and overall we can look at the increase in revenue is from a lot of segments. It's not like one or two segments. So from out of these 6 segments, increase in sales is always in top 4 segments. The air conditioner, refrigerator, and kitchen. Okay, so this is the goodwill that I mentioned just now, about 1.9 billion, 19 billion in China yuan. Done.
Okay, very good. No valuation, I mean, no deep valuation. Okay.
Right.
Who's next? Shall I do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Time me,
Okay.
Okay. Also gonna do it very quickly. So this is the company I'm gonna present. This company is actually a car manufacturing company. So why I actually see this company is because they actually are able to do the driverless tech. And then what this CEO is interesting is what their message is. They are focusing on these 4 points. So over here, all these quite interesting points. Skip. Okay, lightweight, electrification, autonomy, and smart mobility. Okay, for this company, which is somewhat, I don't know what do I classify it as, but look at the PE is actually very low, and then they have the dividend yield, and then so far he has been slowly increasing. Something to look into. So can't deny it will be a competitive business. Tailwind, obviously, because of the mega trend whereby I think everybody is hoping to ride into the e-hailing trend, and then also all these e-hailing companies eventually want to be they don't want to get drivers anymore. So this is where the autonomy kind of driving will be very strong. The rest. Also, if we have all this driver assist kind of technology, which is like now they already have it, then all the young people, especially when they get their first cars, then all these cars they already don't have, for example, like the manual clutch, manual shift, and then people really forget how to drive manual. So all these newer technologies will make them so-called addicted to it lah. So just to share, not too long ago, about last week, I went to the Lexus showroom just to have a look. And then, as you can see, all these very fancy kind of gadgets over here. I'm not sure how many of them are actually made by Magna. And actually, I did not study Magna before I went to the Lexus showroom, but did all the test drive and everything. And basically, once you are using all these tools, you won't want to use back the lousy cars lah. So and then for places like America, I believe actually they don't prefer to use public transport, which is why public transport is so incompetent over there because of their culture, which is freedom lah. Okay. Of course, the headwind will be tariffs and as well as all the unions because of automobile is always about unions for some reason. Okay, this economics metrics which I asked today. So all this common sense one I don't want to mention here. So over here they put this industry trends. Actually, the annual report is very thorough. If you guys actually want to read, you can do it. Let me see.
Sorry, which is their primary market?
Wait, let me see. I don't think I get the. I think we need to see in the segments or the numbers. I don't think I get the information yet from this part.
Okay,
For this,
understand. Right.
probably next one. But over here, what they are sharing inside the report, their emphasis is see over here, hybrid and electric cars. Okay, or electric autonomy, vehicle safety, and then all these common ones, which is cut down petrol usage, cut down the gas emissions, and then focus on China, right? And then mobility as a service, which is all this like Grab and everything. So over here you can see what they're saying is all this, like for example Grab, they are moving down the vertical towards manufacturing as well, like Uber. So because as again I mentioned, drivers are the largest cost in their business. If they can eliminate this, then this is actually what they aim to move forward towards profitability lah. And then China also, you see, they want to do it in all these main China ones. Okay, skip. But one thing is, I see they have a lot of employees, so a bit of problem. They call themselves a mobility technology company rather than those car manufacturer or something like that. Their products, all kinds of things. They can actually manufacture one whole car if they are required to do so, but they also do all the individual parts over here. You can see that. Okay, skip. So all these mega trends that they are tapping into, seats that they can move around. Eventually, when you don't even need drivers, there's no point for us to configure our seats in the current way. Okay, driverless trend for information, Waymo is actually the Google from Google. Okay. Cost-cutting measures. Okay, smart manufacturing. So they over here they actually mention it here, whereby they are emphasizing on using all this artificial intelligence and all these vision systems, which I can think of as like Keyens. So once you can reduce all this labor costs and everything, then you can make it 24 hours. Basically, you can increase your profit a lot lah. So they are like a large cap company, but behaving like a tech startup. They do all these acquisitions and joint venture and stuff. And then
5 minute pass.
okay, one more minute. And then they are emphasizing here, they actually focus, they are like almost like a startup, but they can develop and then they can commercialize quicker. So one thing I think they are talking about themselves as a Canadian company, I think maybe their culture is better. Number two, I don't think they're affected by the tariffs, meaning they can actually export to China and US without being in US lah. So all the features that they have, of course, they have a lot of risk. How to escape? Hey, how do I do it? Sorry, wait. So few questions from myself actually is did they do a lot of unnecessary share buybacks, or is it because they buy back cheap and then is their intention is to scale, or is it something like that? And then is their gross profit margin very low or high? Do they have very high goodwill, and then are they actually paying a lot of money to buy the startups? Then seems like their emphasis is probably here the dividend payout, which has a 15% growth. Is it due to inorganic or organic reasons? So my conclusion is that seems like it's a very diversified, very high reliance on labor, similar to the company Lonza I studied before, behaving like a VC now. They have an Indian as a CEO, CTO, and then probably earnings are very volatile because of the way that they are doing the business. So the main question is, for this company, can they readjust their P multiple moving forward if they are being revalued as a more towards a tech company than a manufacturing company? That's all.
Okay, putting business model and also business metrics aside, right? So I just came back from China again, right? I really feel that in the next 10, 15 years, car is something that can be a boom apart from those Internet of Things like in China. Yeah, because the land is very wide, population can continue to grow. And when I was there, I don't a lot of the business around the SMEs, whatever, I don't see them doing so well. But one thing I see very clearly is there's really a lot of cars everywhere. And everyone, like Malaysia, right, need to own a car in order to move around. Without a car, they cannot move around. Yeah. Okay, that's all I want to say.
Okay. Thank you. Terry?
Okay, my turn. Can see?
Cannot.
Now still cannot.
Cannot.
Okay, now can, right?
Can.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, straightforward. Okay, when we talk up figure, it's all based on the fact Okay, looks like this is a very normal company. When it grows to a very large sizes, there are a lot of so-called PE or this kind of fund which is investing in that company. So this is normal. Okay, what the actual shareholding so far, I didn't get any in terms of the details info yet. I try to dig out more. Shareholding, this one is in terms of the insider so-called trading. I found that it is seems like normal when their share price surge more than double or just triple. Some of the directors they start to sell some of their so-called sale. Okay, this is in terms of the board of director. Out of 12 of them, only one is executive. The all of the remaining 11 is just come to meeting. Just in short, they come from different areas of the background. Okay, this is a very important person. I would say that eventually this person spent his so-called 7 years in working in General Motors. Then eventually having an opportunity to have meet with the co-founder of the Magna. Then together they work on this company. Starting from this, suddenly he will just work with the so-called work all the way up and then eventually become the president, CEO, and he has been there for more than 10 to 20 years already. Okay. Okay, this one is right. Another this one, next one. Okay.
What the heck?
Yeah. You want to talk, right? Because he has
No. Skip.
Okay. Okay, this one is in terms of the remunerations. Quite low, 1.02%. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Because their revenue is too much. I would say they are earning too much. Well, they have 12 of them is the CEO is getting a lot of in terms of salary and also compensation, but compared to the so-called net profit margin, it's still a bit low. In terms of dividend policy, no. But I would say if you're going to invest in this company, I would say this is not a dividend play because so far the dividend is only about not more than 1 or even maximum is about 1.2%. Okay, looking for compared to the other company-wise, I try to compare with Continental and also Tencent instead of Bosch because Bosch is actually having a mixture in terms of different businesses. Okay. Okay, I compare with Continental and also Tensor. Tensor is from Japan. Continental is from the Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, pros about comparing these three companies. I found that in general, if I talk about quality-wise, it seems like Continental from the Germany, it has more top in terms of the so-called quality metrics compared to Magna. Okay, in terms of financial summary in overall, I would say looking for the past 10 years on the Excel sheet tab rating, you can see on yourself in the Google Drive. I would say this company is very steady growing. CAGR 8 to 10% over the 10 years overall. Yet the cash is floating, is not really growing over the 10 years. So what happened is you can see that basically he's I will see overall the receivable, payable, inventory, all this kind of the machine is actually getting double over these 10 years. So I guess all these so-called the growing in terms of profit in cash is all at least spent in terms of so-called tangible asset. Okay, just now Richard was asking about the breakdown. So I will providing there. I would say the top 4 to 5 largest sales region goes to the US, of course, followed by Canada, Mexico, Austria, and Germany. These are the top 5 countries where they get the bigger sales. Other than that, it's just a very small chunk only. US, Canada, Mexico, Austria, and also Germany. These 5.
Right? Maybe because it's the automobile player is over there, right? They are supplied to automobile instead of direct export to China.
Yes, they are more like an OEM.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Eventually, I found that every year they spend quite a significant amount in terms of their so-called fixed asset addition. But the problem is I can't find any further breakdowns saying that whether this kind of so-called fixed asset addition, how many percent it go to so-called OPEX, how many so-called is going for CAPEX, because they already mentioned very clear, some of the portion of the fund they are going to under this category, they are putting to refurbish or replace the current assets which is already consumed in the past. So this is what I found. Okay.
Wait.
What's that?
Terry, you go back. This one I need you to help me to check is previous, other than the current latest annual report, right? You try to find back until maybe 2013 or previous ones, or are these fixed assets of every year also do the same thing, or is it more recent kind of expenses? Reason why I'm asking is because we need to find out whether they are putting in the money to upgrade and make it more like what they said, they want to make it more robotics and then like all those IoT kind of manufacturing, or they are just replacing the machine.
Okay, got it. I'll dig out for more than that. All right,
Okay.
got it. Okay, lastly, just for reference, I found that it depends on very subjective, but I'll just a very kind simple evaluation model. Okay. If we refer to the figure that I'm plotting in, I would say it's a slightly under value, or it's just a fairly value. It's subject to what kind of growth rate, because I found that on the past 10 years, I already mentioned the CAGR for overall is about 8 to 10%. So I think for the 5 years, if you want to put 8 to 10, if you want to put 8, I would say the result will be mostly fairly value. If you put 10, slightly under value. That's all for me.
Okay, any question? If not, we move on.
Okay, so can I say that this company is mainly coming from manufacturing as an OEM, then later on now planning to move on to software, the smart car software like this, or still doing both, adding on software?
They are doing both, and then what they are doing now is they are almost like a VC for vehicle startups. So they take in all those. They either joint venture, or they invest, or they acquire all these tech-related vehicle startups, and then after that, they can supply to their buyers. It's quite. That's the reason why actually really I'm looking into it initially is because of their driverless tech. They are the only listed company that is able to produce driverless technology. But then overall, I continue digging, and actually their model is quite unique in the sense where, as compared to, for example, locally APM, which is producing all these parts, or maybe you have one whole what is that, DRB Vconf that produces the cars entirely. This one is they do all this, but their focus seems like they are more on R&D and innovation.
But Adrian, the last time you spoke about Audi having, using Wuxi in China and entire city to try out driverless system. So how is that, different compared to the one that Richard is talking about?
Adrian mute.
Oh, Adrian mute.
Adrian is mute. But there is very high chance, right, Darren, that the tech that is being used by them it might be coming from this company lah.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a high chance. Because it's those that I screenshot inside the PowerPoint, right? Especially, I believe Audi has this feature whereby you can see from the dashboard or something, you can see a 360 view of the entire surrounding of your car.
Right.
If you see Audi, they have it. They are the one producing it as well. So probably they are the ones that they are doing this tech lah.
I'm aware that Tesla has already sold, a few batches of driverless car in the US. I wonder, how is that again different, because they are already, selling it and testing it out, and there are already one or two cases where people get into car crash and die. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Correct. So it's more or less. basically this is now if you're gonna play or invest in this company is playing into the mega trend. So eventually we all will know somehow or another that driverless technology is coming sooner or later.
Yeah.
It's just an eventual thing.
Yeah.
And then comparing with Singapore and Malaysia, I'm sure Singapore will see it faster and earlier. And
Yeah.
then the trend that you can see now, even in Singapore, everybody is more or less used to e-hailing, which is Grab.
Yeah.
Even though there's all this public transport, the reason being it's much more convenient and direct, point to point, endpoint to endpoint. And then even for Malaysia, it's the same thing. So this driverless plus electric vehicle plus all this, smart mobility they call it, is something that will happen. Whether or not this company will benefit from it is up to us to gauge. But from the 2009 until now, the share price has already rise up at least 600 or 700%. And even then, their PE is only like what the Google right is 7. So I still find it very strange why this company is showing this figure unless the figures in Google is wrong, which I think Terry needs to dig out more lah. Numbers side, yeah. Otherwise, the main thing about this company I can sense is that if the view from other hedge funds or someone else, institutional investors, they view it as something that is, this becomes more like a tech rather than just a manufacturer, their PE multiple definitely will shoot up. They'll give it maybe 10 or 20 times more. Then this is where you suddenly see the spike in share price. Yep. That's all for me. Okay, next. I think left there, Neil.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So I will have 2 jobs. Where are you? Okay. Now where to share? Somebody help me to make a note though. This. Oh, okay.
Anybody taking notes?
I'll make it a quick one. So let's just say within 10 minutes or within 5 minutes. Okay, Natuco. This is a Japanese company, and he spent quite a lot of time to actually read through Japanese. So that's why I'm posting up those Japanese translation software as well. Now Google also do that. Basically you can upload document to translate. Okay, what this Natuco about is basically paint. As simple as paint and coating. What is using for? You can see laptops, these things. I know it's quite outdated, but these are not the latest picture. So see if I can get it here. Okay, good. So this is what available in their website. Of course, Google translated to English, you can see. So there are several categories. I jump a bit. There are several categories. Paint for exterior and interior buildings. These are definitely familiar for us. I mean, you can see in Nippon, you can see in Jordan, so on and so forth. Metal paints and functional materials. The one that's growing now quite fast and obviously is functional materials for this company. And what is functional materials? Functional materials are actually these different layers of coatings for smartphones. For example, coatings in vehicle as well. Just click one, and you can see that. Okay, so this is the driving needle, but it's not on the driving needle. It's not even on the dashboard. It's on the coating for the glass panel. All right, things like that. So what is it riding on? Basically, it's riding on the trend for this automobile smart vehicle, the one coming on trend. Probably there will be a downslide first before it come out again, but it's riding on this trend. It's banking on it. A lot of R&D has been done to provide coatings for vehicle dashboards, all the glasses, even the ladder for the seats as well, right? As well as the external glasses, the lights, anti-reflection, so on and so forth. So it's banking on that. Okay, just that for this company. Boring company, very little information and kind of hidden. So very interesting thing is that if you look at the price to book, it's only half, right? So, but you're probably not going to realize the value until you liquidate the company. So anyway, financial side, it looks like that. Revenue growing every year. Not all companies among the peers are like that. These are the rare few that's like increasing every year in paint industry in terms of revenue, in terms of margin, and of course, it has high fixed cost for this company. So it's not like tech company. The more you grow, the more you can scale up. This is a manufacturing company, a typical one. The more you grow, it will be very good if you can maintain the margin, but yes, high fixed cost. But it's banking on the automobile brand, the smart vehicle. So in terms of balance sheet, is quite okay. Nothing much to say about that. Cash conversion cycle increasing due to the increasing inventory because they are banking on more growth, more demand coming up. As you can see from the cash flow, one thing to note is that most of the time there is free cash flow from this company. So they're literally self-sustaining their own expenses, including their own capex, exclude for one of the year, which is exceptionally high. But other than that, yes. So, yep. Show a bit on the peers comparison. We just look at the Japanese company. So it's kind of what you call, it's kind of very interface because I haven't actually go into details for comparing each one of them. These are the closest comparison that I can find for the Japanese peers. There are others also doing paint, but not majority on the paint, for example. Yeah. So among them, definitely you can see that definitely you can see that Natuco is the smallest, right? But if you look at the rise in the revenue, Natuco is one of the few that consistently increase in terms of revenue. All right, despite each one of them also spending money in R&D. All right, and I think January, nothing much else to touch on, except I will need to compare deeper in terms of peers.
What's the X factor?
What's the X factor for this? Banking on automobile trend.
Other companies are not doing the paint for automobiles.
Well, they are doing as well, but the thing about this company is that they are there is what you call, if you ask about the competitive advantage, right? In fact, I don't really know yet. I only know that yes, it's competitive, but despite the competitiveness, this is one of the few companies that are still having the revenue increasing, overseas export increasing. What else? Balance sheet remain healthy ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So
nice.
that's
Any other question? Seems like we are ahead of time, 11:57. Of course, we are missing out one company, right? So actually, up to you lah. If not, then you just make a thorough one and then you present the next meeting also can. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes.
Hold on. Can see? Okay.
Yeah.
So intelligent system, this company is
Oh,
basically,
so familiar. Okay. Okay.
we studied before. It's basically business software, basically fintech lah. So what, this one is Huan pick one. But one thing I love about this company is basically they are the one, like let's say for credit card, any card, debit card, they're the one who do the card issuing process software. They are the one who hold the license and issue a license. So,
Okay.
okay. So this company is very small. They used to only issue out the license. But now instead of they issue a license, they do the process it themselves. Okay. So you want to watch the video?
No lah, we skip.
So
No, skip.
basically, I give you overview because out of all the 4 or 5 competitors, Apple and Goldman Sachs choose this company over all the other peers, even though other peers are so much bigger than them.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing to highlight is because you know Apple Wallet, right? So Apple Wallet used to struggle in terms, not say struggle lah, I'm not sure, but it's just they used to only partner with business like vendors they only need to make the contract that only become Apple Wallet vendor. But now they wanted to issue the card, so it solved the problem as if let's say a business or a shop don't have the Apple Pay Apple Wallet thing, so they can just use the card. So in this case, Core Card software has this unique position as they are the one who issue the card lah. They have everything lah. And then their other competitor is the one only they don't have that lah. They have been using this company's system to issue the card. So this is my reason lah. Okay. Someone sound.
Alarm.
Whoa.
Why your alarm is chicken
Okay.
sound?
Hold on. 2018, the service of the revenue double.
Yeah. Basically,
Because
this
of
company on 2015, they discontinued one segment is called the electronic vacuum for car. That is quite a profitable business.
There's a washer, the cam-free.
Yes, this cafe is quite a good machine. Then they are selling to another competitor. Then they focus on core card. Actually, the founder of this company is also behave like a VC one.
Yep.
It's totally unrelated.
They just suddenly move into this core card one because this core card is actually the backbone system infrastructure is based in India one.
Which
Yeah.
means they maybe get someone from India to build the thing lah.
Yeah.
But they are the one who started. They sendiri do one no? Because I will dig more on the info of core card back.
Which one is first? Core card or cam free?
Cam-free first. I mean, both of them also come out the same, just that core card was draining all the money.
Core card suddenly so profitable, then only the CEO go and focus on it.
It's not a company. Okay.
Okay.
Don't know why they like this type of company.
They just like hype on the growth on it.
Growth at any price.
This one they go as customer goal. I will think more about what's their future plan.
I watched I listened to their the webcast of their last quarter report. Even Kelvin Sito and TK also inside asking questions.
Oh, really? They were asking
Serious?
questions.
Okay, maybe that's how Huan Yang got this company idea lah.
Obviously. Okay, then continue.
Okay. The only one who issue license, Baba. Okay lah. I mean, go through briefly. This is a CEO. So CEO from beginning until now still haven't retire.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. The rest I'll dig out more. I need to wait for Huan Yang's analysis on the financial part as well.
Huan Yang sure say very good, very good. This company no need to mind to their one. Don't worry. I think I know what he will say. But I was not aware that actually it was a chemical company changed to a credit card company. Okay. That one was quite new to me. Okay,
More like washing, yeah.
Actually, the interesting thing is, I mean, not from investor point of view, from the businessman point of view, this CEO quite intelligent one. He is doing all the intelligent system. It's not about the core card one. It's actually he already behave like a VC. He go and invest in two things. Then if this company profitable, then he acquire a majority stake of this company share. Then move this company become a core business. And then after don't know how many years, they flip the valuation and sell to a competitor. This is basically how this company track record.
Actually, this company before that, this company was very loss making one. So and then this CEO basically give the debt to the company who is sold to lah. Then after that, because they owe too much, so they take over, they buy like that. I will show more.
They buy it in distress lah, basically. Like what Adrian said, this is basically a private investment vehicle for this Doctor Strange lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is about it. Any more questions?
No.
No more questions. Okay, you guys, everyone can have a good rest. I will share the link of their Magna's website summary annual report. Okay, and then we can call it a night.